Perennial bad starters Somerset for once won their opening LV County Championship match of the summer as George Dockrell, in only his 10th first-class match, took career best figures of 6 for 27 as Somerset went top of the table with a 6-wicket win over Middlesex. Newly promoted Middlesex began the final day on 38 for 1, 66 runs behind, knowing that realistically they had to bat for 2 sessions to save the match, and they had some luck early on. Steve Kirby did hear a noise here, but it wasn't an edge, but the ball instead clipped the stumps without dislodging the bails. That was a moment for Sam Robson, while his partner Chris Rogers would probably have been legged before had Vernon Philander not overstepped. Philander was always going to be the main danger man, so with him out of the attack, Middlesex soon seemed to have done enough to have drawn this match. Indeed, as Rogers pulled Peter Trigo for 6, the visitors even had the lead. Time was running out for Somerset. So Dockrell's wicket of Robson, legged before on the sweep for 43, was absolutely crucial. The young Irishman then also did for Rogers just after he'd gone to his 50, Craig Keyswetter grabbing the thinnest of edges. At 118 for 3, Middlesex were 14 runs ahead, and that lead had been increased by the time lunch arrived, with David Milan playing some nicely executed and pleasing strokes. It seemed that the only way for Somerset to have enough time to force a win was by taking early wickets in the afternoon. And that's exactly what they did. To the 5th ball of the middle session, Neil Dexter nicked Philander behind, and so began a horrid collapse. 3 overs later, Dockrell got a ball to bounce out of the rough to have John Simpson caught at slip. And then, crucially, Milan's resistance was ended after an hour and a quarter at the crease by Philander and a great catch by Keyswetter. Middlesex were now in trouble, just 44 runs ahead, and only 2 more runs had been added when they lost their 7th wicket, that of Gareth Berg, legged before to Dockrell. Some have suggested that Somerset's failure to win the championship has been down to a lack of spin, but in Dockrell they have solved the puzzle, it seems. He completely bamboozled Ollie Rayner to have him stumped for his 5th wicket. Tim Murtagh and Toby Rowland-Jones held the home side up for a while, but then Murtagh mishit Kirby to nick Compton, and rightly it was left to Dockrell to finish things off for stunning figures of 20.1 overs, 8 maidens, 6 for 27, already the 3rd time he's taken a fifer in his very short career. Middlesex had collapsed from 135 for 3 to 175 all out in 20 overs, and that left Somerset plenty of time to get the 72 runs they needed, although they could have done without losing Marcus Trescothick to the 3rd ball. There may have been just a few nerves in the home dressing room when Berg produced a beauty to have Arul Sapaya caught at the wicket to leave Somerset on 13 for 2. But James Hildreth decided that the best way to get the job done was to play some shots. Dexter had opened the bowling with the off-spin of Rayner, but he didn't have anything like the success of Dockrell. Indeed, his 5 overs went for 30. Hildreth, who missed out in the first innings, was soon racing his side towards an impressive victory. They will have been a tad disappointed to have lost Compton, who gave Joe Denley his first Middlesex wicket with a miss hit to mid-on 8, while Keyswetter was bowled by Berg for a duck. I think you might just spot that he played the ball on. In the end though, Somerset needed just 16 overs to start their season in great style, a far cry from the horrors on this ground a year ago. Joss Butler reverse swept the winning runs to finish on 16, with Hildreth smashing 37 off only 23 deliveries. It was some day for Somerset, who took 22 points for their 6-wicket win to head to the top of the table after 1 game. Middlesex battled really hard for all but the shocker after lunch, which ultimately cost them the game. They took 3 points and now head to Lords to take on rival Surrey, while Somerset head to Warwickshire.